Some people buy a 700 horsepower Hellcat and instantly think they're a good driver. Fake confidence, big engine, until the GSP boys show up and give us another highlight reel. On October 22nd, 2022, a trooper on SR 166 spotted a black Dodge Charger Hellcat with an illegal tag frame. The driver slowed, waved like he was cool, then floored it.
Black Hellcat, we're going 166 eastbound into low. 166 eastbound into low. Black Hellcat, it's got red wheels. Are you serious? Get out of the way! Still westbound.
The Hellcat pushed nearly 150 miles per hour, but the GSP trooper stayed glued to him. Then the driver made his worst mistake. The interstate was his best chance to keep distance, but he bailed off and dove into narrow city streets, where that 700 horsepower advantage suddenly didn't help much.
Alright, we're on Fairville Road now. Fairville northbound, Fairville northbound. Fairville Road headed northbound from Orange. Road C. Fairville passing Ingdale. Still northbound on Fairville.
On Fairville Road, man, here you go. I thought it down in there, just that one issue.
Wrong side the road, still Fairville Road.
We got it up here, but now it wasn't working. But I can't with it, I'll try to call it. If I can't, I'll let you call it. He's going to do a stop, and they can do a stop right here, but he's backing up.
The GSP trooper destroyed the Hellcat with a clean pit and ended the run right there. Looks like leaving the interstate plan didn't work. The driver, Mr. Powell, was taken into custody and transported to Grady Trauma Center with minor injuries. In Georgia, felony fleeing alone carries 1 to 5 years, and that was before the rest of the charges even started stacking up. On February 18, 2026, Trooper Tanner Crossland jumped into one of the craziest pursuits Arkansas had seen in a while. A gray SUV was already running at 135 miles per hour when he took primary. From that moment, ASP locked in, and one of the wildest chase was on.
10 Bertha, brown Chevy Malibu.
This isn't the Chevy Malibu, it's a Hyundai Passenger, it's an SUV.
10 we're trying to get public service to verify that information.
I'm from very with TBI.
10 copy your primary.
At 127 miles per hour, Crossland delivered a brutal pit and launched the SUV into the median. Most chases would end right there, but this one didn't. The SUV somehow kept going. Even the passenger had seen enough and jumped out of the moving vehicle, saying he wasn't dying that night.
10-4, do you have a description of the subject?
He rolled, it was a white male. Stand by, strapped to this parking lot at Riggs.
66, 10-4.
Just drove to the gate at Riggs. Rammed another gate at Riggs.
10-4, copy. You rammed another gate at Riggs.
Rammed another gate at Riggs. We're in the Riggs parking lot. Stand by.
10-4 in the Riggs parking lot.
Rammed another gate at Riggs.
Copy. Now rammed another gate at Riggs.
Literally right now, please.
10-4.
Up on University, we're still on the service road.
10-4 coming up on University.
1041 at University.
Copy. 1041 at University.
The SUV blew a red light and T-boned a red sedan at around 65 miles per hour. The suspect was arrested at the scene. There's no official report yet, so the condition of the red sedan's occupants isn't confirmed. On February 14, 2026, Kentucky State Police responded to Horse Cave in Kentucky for an assault investigation. The suspect left the scene in the victim's silver Buick, and when troopers tried to stop it near L&N Turnpike and 218, the driver refused to pull over. Troopers jumped in behind him and the chase rolled onto Flint Ridge Road.
That's visual, what do you say?
Thanks, stand forward, you're clear for regular research.
Damn.
If you got a hard side coming up here, be there for
While trying to get away, the driver tossed a backpack out of the window. Troopers recovered it moments later, and inside was a handgun. That made things worse because the driver, later identified as Brandon Wees, was a convicted felon.
He just threw something out the window. There's a bag right back there.
Copy.
Troopers were cleared for intervention, and this was one of the most brutal hits I've ever seen. The hit literally sent the Buick flying off the road, crashing through a fence and sliding into a cow pasture. Wees jumped out and ran for the tree line, but troopers caught him within seconds.
I'm not gonna say it again. You get on the fucking ground, I'll put you there.
10-4, copy.
Get on the fucking ground, lay down on it.
As a convicted felon caught with a firearm, he could be facing up to 10 years in prison. On August 5th, 2025, an FHP trooper spotted a GMC pickup on I-4 with a covered plate and the driver not wearing a seatbelt. And honestly, that's pretty stupid when you're carrying 150 pounds of marijuana. That seatbelt violation gave troopers the perfect reason to pull him over. The driver, Jimmy Flournoy, slowed like he might stop, then took off.
You have a 1235 vehicle description?
Flournoy pushed the GMC to 110 miles per hour while 4 FHP troopers worked the pursuit together. And with a pickup that size, a pit was harder to pull off. The weight and size of the truck made it much tougher to spin safely.
Authorize 4 personnel. Also see 1049 to K9.
The trooper finally landed a pit and the GMC came to a stop. Jimmy Flournoy was taken into custody, and troopers found 150 pounds of marijuana, around $40,000 in cash, jewelry, and casino chips inside the truck. With charges like aggravated fleeing, resisting with violence, and trafficking level marijuana possession, he could be facing up to around 30 years in prison. On January 25, 2024, the GSP Crime Suppression Unit received an alert for a stolen Chevrolet Malibu with a New Jersey tag near Camp Creek Marketplace. A trooper spotted the car on Commerce Drive and moved in. The driver pulled into a parking lot like he might stop, then suddenly took off.
I got a stolen tag on the Malibu, BJ's Club, 1080. It's a great Chevy Malibu. Go ahead, contact East Point if you can. Tag is going to be Victor 90 Sam John Tom out in New Jersey. B90. We're over here by Target and the Marketplace. Stand by. You almost lost it.
What's your location?
Shelby Lane coming up to Lowe's.
In the Lowe's parking lot. Hey, 96 okay, come on, call it. We're back to the Lowe's parking lot for time, guys. Very nice, let's go. Alright, 114 secondary. Eastbound on Cat Creek, coming up 285. 715, 714. Hold on.
I can't get it.
The Malibu started weaving through traffic at high speed, slipping between cars and missing them by inches. Troopers stayed right on him the entire time, waiting for the perfect moment to end the run with a pit.
Still southbound 35 left. Still southbound 45.
Getting off on Washington Road.
Taking Washington Road.
Woo! Oh, okay. 1050. He just blew 2 tires. Stand by.
We got my Washington Road. Flat tires, pink flat tires. Look at this. And look at the look block.
The trooper picked his moment and landed a clean pit, spinning the Malibu and disabling it. The driver bailed and tried to run, but after one failed taser, TFC Camarade dropped him with another. The driver, Marquavius Tarek Beasley, was arrested and taken to Clayton County Jail. With a stolen car and fleeing charges, he could be facing up to around 15 years in prison. On February 11th, 2025, St. Joseph officers spotted a gold Chevy Impala they already knew from several earlier fleeing incidents. The driver, Zane Walters, ran from police and pushed the car to dangerous speeds, forcing officers to terminate the pursuit. Later that same day, the same Impala was spotted again, and Walters decided to run one more time.
We're 34 on behind Revere. We're still going south on Noise Boulevard.
Pull over right now, or you're gonna get spit. Pull over right now.
Copy. Approaching the city right now. Southbound. Secondary.
Are you still southbound?
Still southbound.
Walters turned snowy neighborhood streets into a demolition test, ripping through them at 65 to 90 miles per hour. He blew stop signs, ran red lights, and slid through intersections with barely any control.
Where's the feet now? Probably over here, still southbound. We're getting ready to approach Bear Street.
It wasn't even a real pit, just a soft tap. But on a frozen road, that was enough to ruin his freedom. The Impala lost control, slammed into a Dodge Nitro, and flipped onto its side. Officers pulled Walters and his passenger out, and he later admitted he ran because he had meth inside the car. He ended up pleading guilty and got 5 years in prison. On November 27, 2025, an FHP trooper spotted a white Toyota Camry flying down Daniels Parkway in Fort Myers at 100 miles per hour in a 45 zone. When the trooper tried to stop him, 21-year-old Vladimir Domingo Lopez blew a red light at Gateway Boulevard and took off. Seconds later, the Camry was pushing 120 miles per hour, and the chase was on.
There's no traffic. There's someone backing out. There's no back out. Yeah, board, 51 to me. We are approaching Daniels Parkway, correction approaching 82. Right turn on 82.
1728.
He's 12 whiskey.
The brutal FHP pit destroyed the Camry. After several impacts, troopers finally boxed the car in and ended the run. Vladimir Domingo Lopez was taken into custody, and troopers quickly realized he was drunk. With charges like high-speed fleeing, DUI with property damage, reckless driving, and speeding over 50 miles per hour above the limit, he could be facing several years in prison. On January 6, 2024, a GSP trooper was running stationary radar on GA 520 in Webster County when a blue Chevrolet Malibu blew past at 76 and a 55. The trooper lit him up, and it looked like the driver might pull into a gas station. Instead, he jumped back on the highway, and the chase was on.
24 Webster 520. It's going to be with a blue Chevrolet. Stand by. Fire Georgia 28, Sam Adam Roberts, 4295. SAR 4295, I'm 1080.
The Malibu pushed well over 130 miles per hour, which was probably the fastest that car had ever gone in its entire life.
Straddling the center line. All right, Max, we got good stick, good stick.
TFC Brian Joyner laid out perfect spike strips and the Malibu ran right over them. But even on shredded tires, the driver kept pushing.
10-4, 10-4. We got tire, rear tire down on the right side. We got front right tire down. We got 2 tires down. Nah, America, we're still rolling. We're coming in the Dawson. See if I can't do it real quick. Pit. 1050.
The trooper landed a clean pit, sending the Malibu across the lanes and into a ditch. The driver tried getting back onto the road, but troopers pinned the car and ended the chase.
Give me a reason. Roll down your window. Give me a reason.
I'm not.
Billy Dwayne Broughton II was arrested with a stolen Taurus 9mm marijuana and alcohol in the vehicle. With the charges stacked, he could be facing up to about 15 years in prison. On September 12, 2023, a Douglas County deputy spotted a blue Dodge Challenger with dark tint cruising down Interstate 20. The driver initially pulled over like he was going to comply, but the moment the trooper stepped out, that V8 roared to life. The driver slammed the gas and the high-speed chase was on through Georgia. Even though the Challenger had a huge head start and plenty of horsepower, the trooper didn't back down. He stayed locked in, closing the distance fast. The Georgia trooper executed a flawless pit maneuver, pure GSP precision, sending the Challenger spinning into the cable barrier, but the driver still wasn't done.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! On the ground! On the ground! On the ground!
The driver, 42-year-old Jeffrey Oliver Williams of Mississippi, jumped out and ran into the woods but didn't make it far. Once caught, troopers found 25,000 ecstasy pills containing meth, worth over $400,000. Williams was charged with felony, fleeing, drug trafficking, obstruction, and more. That excuse, "The car isn't mine," didn't save him. He got 10 years in state prison and 20 years of probation to think about that small crime that turned into a very big one. On February 20th, 2026, Jonathan Howard was already on the run when Madison police asked for help, and the Arkansas State boys jumped into the chase. As the pursuit pushed into St. Francis County, more units started stacking in. Soon it felt like everybody in the area was trying to get this guy.
CBI. Jump in. He's still rolling. CBI getting something. CBI.
Still going. Where at?
He's taking mark off the 334 westbound.
They said 210 attempts. He drove out home. We got a county in front. And then a county.
County, I don't. CBI.
Troopers tried ending it with a pit on Highway 334, but Howard somehow gathered it up and kept running. He kept pushing while units closed in from every direction. It must be a scary feeling when several Arkansas troopers are basically racing each other just to be the one who pits you.
Coming up to coming into the curve on Walker. State's coming. State's coming. Be still.
Just don't lost it.
Hey, oh, he just
Is it ready? He hit me.
Get out the fucking car! 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 Get out the fucking car!
The run finally fell apart on South Rosser Street. Howard turned onto East Davis, slammed into a Palestine PD unit, then threw it in reverse and hit the pursuing patrol car too. Deputies dragged him out, found a pile of open beer cans, and it was obvious he was drunk. He got hit with felony fleeing, 2 counts of aggravated assault, DWI, and first-degree criminal mischief, charges that could bury him for 20 years or more if stacked.